Welcome to Intervision FM. I'm out here walking to work. And like I said, I'm going to talk about Kanye West and other things as soon as I figure out where I'm at. My bus, oh yeah, the bus ride left. I thought he left me off a little bit early, but maybe not. Anyway, I was looking at, I've been listening to a lot of YouTube videos and getting information, bits and pieces of information here and there. And I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki talk about his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he was talking about how Donald Trump and others like him can pay almost zero in taxes, even Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders won't tell you this because he wants you to think that, naively, free this, free that. And I found out just recently which the difference between Democrats, I found out another difference between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats, they want to raise taxes, and Republicans, they want to borrow money to pay for the defense and other things like that, right? So, yeah, this is a new restaurant at the corner here. By the way, it's going to be First Friday, Santa Fe here. So, maybe you might be able to come on down and join in the festivities. I hate this when I go across the street. Ah, yes. It's kind of strange. It's like I could feel the sidewalk when I get close to it. It's almost like a radar, like a bat radar, when I cross the street. Should I wait? Or should I cross? Wouldn't that make for an interesting live video? Crossing the street. Blind man gets run over because he's too busy videotaping. Okay, so getting back to this tax, receiving more money in your taxes. So when I was reading Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he was sort of like giving some information about, how some can afford to pay a lot of taxes, well, very little taxes, because they have, smart accountants to figure out the loopholes, and all these loopholes are legal. If you're a millionaire or billionaire. And I know Bernie Sanders says, yes, I want to tax him 70%, 95% maybe because he's older and he figured he's on his way out, so he's already had fun with his money, but he doesn't want you to have fun with your money. Just like in Colorado, Polis has oil companies in Canada, but he made it difficult for fracking to go on in Colorado, and those companies are moving out of Colorado, but he's still making his money with fracking in Canada, but he doesn't want Colorado to flourish and homeowners to buy homes and live and flourish in Colorado, because that's just the Democratic way. It's like they'd rather give you a handout than a hand up, and they're proving it again. They'd rather give you a welfare check an unemployment check than to give you a paycheck or make it easier for you to be an entrepreneur. And this is proven in their policies. Right? And you see, like, the Republicans are business friendly, and the Democrats are welfare and depend on us because we want to, as Obama would say, fundamentally change the United States of America. All right. So anyway, getting back to what he said. So he says, like, some years, okay, some of the buildings that Donald Trump would lose money, and so, but that was cool because they could use that as a tax write-off because they lost money here, and then they would actually gain more in tax refunds the next year because they lost so much money the previous year, right? And so Kanye West was saying that, last year he had to pay $35 million in taxes, but this year he received $68 million back in taxes, and he said, praise God that that this happened. So, we praise God for all these good blessings, and sometimes it's hard to praise God for the other stuff. So I use that word "so" too much. I'm gonna try to cut back on that word "so." All right. Okay. And so I was just wondering, most of us who are even watching this Facebook thing, we're not millionaires, we're not billionaires, so we might not be privy to this information that Robert Kiyosaki is giving us on his brand YouTube website. So, there's that word "so" again. I gotta take away a nickel for every time I say that. Let's see. I'm at work now, so I'll take another quarter, so that's 50 cents now. Oh, speaking of 50 cents, I also understand that 50 Cent, he was in court because I guess this lady was suing him for some reason, and some of the things he was disclosing in court was saying that sometimes he'll have jewelry in certain videos and other lavish things, and then after that video is over, he would take it back and return it. So he just used it to show off in the video, but it's not really, he's not really living that large, but he has to appear that way, right? Oh, let's see. Make sure I'm still recording. Oh, Danny Mingus, thank you for watching there. Thank you, Jeremy Hensley. Maria Bates, hey, long time no here, Maria Bates. Well, that's because I'm out in the sunshine, getting some fresh air. Cha-cha-cha. What does that mean? Is that a musical term? Okay. John Wasco, thank you for watching. Charles Johnson, I wonder if I know you, but anyway, you're Johnson. David Eason, I've seen you quite a bit of times on this. Okay, so anyway, let me get back to this. So I guess my only thing to say about that is, okay, some of these rappers, they pretend that they're living large, and they're really not living large. And instead of, like, I guess it's a fantasy world. And for some of us who can't separate fantasy world from reality, we tend to think like, well, if we get a lot of money, we're gonna throw money out the window. But Robert Kiyosaki was saying, like, he wanted this $200,000 car, but he had to make sure that he generated $400,000. So when he got that, because that once he took it off the lot, it would depreciate to $125,000 car, just taking it off the lot. And so he said, well, he wanted it. So instead of saying I can't afford it, he said I have to generate enough money to justify that, And so that's what he did. He generated enough money, 400,000. Went and got the car, and even though it was a depreciation of that 75,000, he was still in the black. And so I'm learning a lot about finances. I'm not sure when I'm going to step out on it, because I'm reading this book now, Financial Intelligence, and I'm just learning a lot about money that I didn't know at an early age. And my parents, they only taught us, like, pretty much, don't live beyond your means. Save your money, and try to get a house if you can. Well, my philosophy was, I'm leaving this earth. Why should I get a house? But I'm not thinking like Donald Trump's father was thinking, because somebody was saying, you think like Donald Trump becoming president was just a happenstance? Obama becoming president, that was just a happenstance? No, these guys, his father, he decided, he was working as a carpenter, and he decided to learn how to do it, and then he became his own boss. Then he started buying property. Then by the time that Donald Trump was born, his father was in a position where he could pass that wealth down. And I'm thinking, like, most of us black people, we don't think like a chess game in a futuristic way. Now, I'm not saying all black people, but I'm saying a lot of black people don't think that way, like a futuristic thing. We don't really explain it to our children that well. Like my mother and my father, they had a plan, but sitting down with us children and saying, okay, this is the plan. We want you to build upon the wealth that we built to pass it on to your children. Or maybe it was just something that didn't have to be said. Maybe because if you could see, you could just look around and you could see the stuff. My brother Napoleon, he got himself in a position where, he got very lucky, and he's building on wealth. My brother Dallas, he was very stable, got himself a house and built upon that wealth. My brother Bill, same thing. And out of his children, only one daughter really caught on and worked at the post office and got herself rental property, and she built upon her wealth. But my sister, myself, my other brother, one of my other brothers, Warren, somehow that information didn't transform. Even though my sister has a very good job, but then she made a mistake, and she took money out of her IRA, and then of course the tax boys came after her, and then that caused a lot of trouble, because if you take out your IRA before your retirement, then they tax you, and if you spend it, then they're going to come back and say, okay, we want this amount of money back. And so she got into trouble like that, because she didn't understand. It was almost like somebody else was saying, hey, we can go on a vacation and we can do this and we can do that. Do you have the money? And she said, well, I don't have the money. I do have the money, but I don't have the money. So I'm gonna slip into this funding for my retirement, take that out, and hope that the IRS doesn't catch up with me before we have our fund. And I tell you, relationships can get you into situations where over loving somebody can really mess things up, And I guess that's why some people, rob a bank because they wanted to get money for their woman, or they go out and they sell drugs and they poison the whole community because they love a lifestyle, or they love a woman, or they love, well, I don't know, or a woman might do something stupid like put the drugs in her purse because she loves her boyfriend. She loves him so much that she's willing to go to jail for her boyfriend. And man, when I was working in the nightclub business, I met a lot of stupid women. I'm sorry, women, stupid women, that because of their love for their boyfriend, they ended up, putting drugs in there, and they're, saying, hey, it was my drugs, it wasn't his drug. And it was one financial guy that, his girlfriend, they illegally searched the trunk of her car, but she didn't turn over on him. She didn't drop a dime on him, and they had to throw the whole case out. And maybe because she was Caucasian, they threw the whole case out. Who knows? Maybe she was just lucky, and she ended up, he said that was like just God was just showing him that he has to get out of this drug game and get into the real estate game and start, buying, learning that game, because it was a lot less hazardous than playing the drug game, because he realized that if he stayed in the drug game at the age of, I guess he was 23 when he made this decision, after getting caught with 2 felonies and almost caught with a 3rd one, and that would have sent him away for like 20 years. He said, wait a minute, let me change up the game a little and do something different. And so he went into real estate and found that he could do things legally and increase his wealth, and then pass it down to his children. So now he has a 9-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old daughter, and he's passing down the wealth, which is fantastic. So anyway, you're watching Intervision FM. My name is Johnny J. Want to remind you that we do have a top 20 countdown show on KUBO 92.9 on the FM dial, 92.9 on the FM dial every Friday at 6 p.m. So check it out, 6 p.m. to 7. And then every Sunday morning from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. Also, you can catch us on KUHS Denver, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 3. So catch our show. We're also looking for underwriters for our show, since we're heard all over Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, and on the internet as well. But we're really looking for some underwriters to come in and help us with underwriting some of these shows, because I like to go traveling, and my battery's low. So let's see what we're gonna do with this. Let's see. Well, the battery is low, so that's telling me this is going to be aired on channel 56 as well on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. So Comcast, Denver Comcast, the public access channel. Catch it on that channel as well. And if you want to get receive our free newsletter, which we give you other ways that you can participate with Intervision. We're planning on doing some concerts in 2020, and we want you to be a part of that. Sign up on our free newsletter, intervisionrecords.org. Don't forget to give us a call. Text your votes for the top 20 countdown, 720-324-7278. 720-324-7278. And let me look for, okay. But I want to thank you, Charles Johnson, for watching. Sean Wasco, thank you for watching. Maria Bates, thank you again for watching. Jeremy Hensley, thank you for watching. Danny Minguez, thank you for watching. Thank you, Michael Watson. Hey, man. Wait, who's this saying? Al Turasin. Now, you gotta let me know who you are, man. Ron Birchfield, thank you for watching. Thank you, Gray Garvelia. I love that name. Anyway. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. God bless you guys. See you the next time.